Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim and Larry E, and welcome to another hump day on Tim's Tidbits. What's up, Larry?
What's up, man? You good?
I am smooth as it gets. Can't complain. A little bit warm today, but beyond that.
Oh, it's been raining all day, man.
Has it?
Yeah, raining, so it's good. The temperature's been down. It kind of got humid, but then it kind of got back to where it's supposed to be. So the rain helped out a lot.
Got some weather down in Texas. I think we're getting some weather in today, Friday. Friday we're getting some weather in. Otherwise, tomorrow's supposed to be nice, then we'll get some weather. But otherwise, it's been really nice up here. In fact, we've had all kinds of people in our area because they have like a national bird watching week, right? No, seriously. And up around the Great Lake, there's a place called Metzger's Marsh, just a little bit to the east of us, and there's people from all over the world come to see birds at this place. It's crazy. But there are a lot of...
Hey, you know what? Once I was bird watching. I cut a guy off on the highway and he drove by and gave me the finger and I watched the whole time.
Did you chase him back down the highway and say, what was that all about?
We're in Texas, so you don't do that in Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shot.
They're strapped.
Yeah, I just watched the bird go by and I was like, oh, that's one bird watching I ever did.
Hey, man, since you brought up Texas.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
You heard what happened down at the mall shooting, right?
Oh, yeah, tragic.
And this character, hey, check this out, man, and then let's chat about this.
This morning, investigators in Texas zeroing in on disturbing social media posts that appear to belong to the nation's latest mass shooter, 33-year-old Mauricio Garcia. The online activity on a Russian social platform includes vile rants against women and minorities, along with a series of shirtless pictures that show visible white power tattoos. Garcia, who also posted online about struggling with his mental health, published this video the day of the attack that shows him wearing a scream mask. This as more about the shooter's background comes into view. An Army spokesperson telling NBC News Garcia joined the Army in 2008 but did not complete basic training and was kicked out after 3 months for an unspecified physical or mental condition. Electronic receipts posted on the shooter's social media account appear to show he spent more than $3,200 on firearms. Authorities say Garcia was wearing a tactical vest and was armed with multiple weapons, including an AR-15 style rifle and a handgun. This latest mass shooting fueling new calls for gun control, but Texas Governor Greg Abbott suggesting the problem is not guns.
People want a quick solution. The long-term solution here is to address the mental health issue.
While Democratic state legislators in Texas say the problem is obvious.
No, Greg Abbott, it's guns. It's guns.
Does that suspect have an AR rifle?
Law enforcement sources say this surveillance video shows Garcia opening fire on innocent shoppers Saturday. He was killed by a police officer, being hailed as a hero. Overnight, an attorney saying the officer is doing well, adding he's a brave servant with a gentle heart. Meanwhile, an outpouring of grief at a memorial for the 8 innocent lives lost. 3 of the victims, young children from 2 different North Texas families. 3-year-old James Cho killed along with his parents, Cindy and Q, his 6-year-old brother William, the only member of the family to survive. The Mendoza family losing 11-year-old Daniela and 8-year-old Sophia, their mother, in critical condition. The other victims, 32-year-old Elio Cumana Rivas, 26-year-old Ashwaria Tetakondia, and 23-year-old security guard Christian Lacour. And another detail from those social media posts. Authorities say in the weeks leading up to this attack, Garcia posted more than 24 photos of the Allen Premium Outlets and may have been monitoring this mall, they say, during its busiest times.
All right. And then your governor says, well, it's strictly a mental issue. AR-15s aren't the problem.
Listen, man. I see a therapist. I suffer from mental health issues. I was in the Army, and my mental health issues started from when I joined the Army. Okay, so I'm a Army veteran dealing with mental health issues from the Army. So, do you see me with guns shooting people up?
I hope not, Larry.
Okay. So let's think about it. Mental health issue. Obviously, it's mental health issue, but the problem with that is mental health and guns do not mix. The problem is the accessibility to get guns and weapons of that high performance. That's the problem.
Assault
mental health
weapons.
issues.
Yeah, assault
Everybody
weapons.
has mental health issues. Yeah, assault weapons. Everybody has issues, Tim.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people see therapy, some people don't.
If anybody that says they don't have some type of a stress issue in their life, a mental, anguish, they're lying to your face.
But why resort to a gun? Why kill people that have?
We all don't resort to grabbing a gun because we're pissed off at the cashier at the Kroger's.
It's a trend, bro.
And I find it interesting, this Garcia, and he looked it to be of Latino descent to me, right?
Well, they say,
and what's with the white power? And I get confused.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Tim. Like I don't tell a lot of people this. When I was in the military, a lot of the Hispanic guys that were racist with the white guys that I encountered some real bad racism in the military. Hispanic guys were right along with them. So it's a connection between, and even then in history, Hispanic people associate more with white people than they do with any other ethnicity, any other race of people. So
since the Latinos are basically, European, right?
Yeah, so
of European descent, they're going to figure that they're not black. Right?
I've seen it firsthand. I've seen the white guys in the military that supposed to have been our leaders, and they were racist as shit. They were racist, and I was like, oh, this is some bullshit. They were racist, and they brought the little Hispanic guys along with them. They joined with them. It was crazy.
But I find it kind of ironic, if let's say you do get a person of Latino descent that wants to be a skinhead or, part of this movement, but when it comes down to it, these true people, I think, believe that it's strictly white. They want blonde-haired, blue-eyed white people, and that's it, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's unfair for them to say, okay, we know racism is racism. Okay, we understand that, mass shootings. But we haven't had a white supremacist organization or team to go shoot up a bunch of black people or Asian people. A white supremacist group.
Right.
You know
as a
that says we're
group.
White supremacists, we're going to kill. We recognize we're white supremacists. They're smarter than that. They're going to get you economically. They're going to find ways to suppress you or whatever. They're smarter than that. So this is an isolated incident. It's just that they put the white power tag on there, which is totally irrelevant. Problem is the guns. So they got all these smoke screens.
That's the problem. Is I truly believe if you really want to do something, ban assault weapons.
I'm like, because understand people still going to get killed. Let's say if you got a gun, someone's going to get killed. But assault weapons, you're going to kill more, a large amount of people compared to a small amount of people.
Right. Even if you had a what is the highest capacity on a handgun? Maybe 12.
12 rounds, yeah. And you can,
they don't have 100+ rounds sitting in a magazine, plus some reserves that they can easily click back in and just keep on going.
And then if you unload your clip, you still got to get ready for the next gun and put another clip in. So a trained professional can pop a bunch of people with a handgun. But it goes to show you that assault weapons, they're the most inaccurate whatsoever. So anybody can get hit. It's just unfortunate, man. It's a trend. It's like people into the Scream thing. I just finished watching the last Scream movie. I like the series. I like how like the series of the movies, because the series of movies like the movie Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series of them. I enjoyed it, man. I like how they do it, but then now they put dampers on my movie experience. This guy's a piece of shit.
I don't even want to go in the movies anymore. Hell, I'll be constantly looking over my shoulder, not even being able to enjoy the
Can't
show.
do nothing. How you can't go to the Allen Mall?
Isn't that sad? A little mini mall. And the guy goes in there. I mean, it's not a mini mall, but that is a smaller mall.
It's an outlet, yeah, because you got a mall, and then you have the outlet, and then you have like a what's the other one? Like a strip with little small stores in there. Because you got the mall, then the outlet.
Yeah.
The outlet's
Outlet
bigger than the
stores
mall.
and that kind of stuff. Right, sure.
And then you got the smaller version, which is it's a name for it. But it's like a little strip with different stores in there. But it's not a mall, but it's different stores in there that you can. Yeah, so it's just sad, man. It's just sad. Let's go, Tim. It's a sad thing. Move on.
Interesting. Yeah, well, you know.
And we're gonna have another one next week, probably, or next month. It's a trend. They need to figure something. Greg Abbott is a piece of shit.
Unbelievable. Yeah, well, okay.
You got somebody in this pocket that got guns. I'll tell you that.
You know, yeah, and they didn't even. Yeah, well, yeah.
He started saying,
Hate Book decided.
It's mental health.
Hate Book decided to stop us because they didn't like the idea that we talked about somebody getting shot.
They stopped us again today?
Yeah, well, that's all right. We'll keep on going. We are on YouTube Live, and we'll just keep on rocking and rolling.
That quick?
Yeah, you know. Hey, anyhow, hey, let's move on, and let's move on down to Brownsville, Texas. What is up with Texas this time?
Again?
Texas again, Brownsville. You heard about what this guy did to the migrants sitting on the street, right? Check it out.
Tonight, the driver seen in this surveillance video plowing into a group of people outside a migrant shelter in Brownsville, Texas, is facing manslaughter charges.
The SUV ran a red light, lost control, flipped on its side, and struck a total of 18 individuals.
George Alvarez is now charged with 8 counts of manslaughter, 10 counts of aggravated assault, and is being held on $3.6 million bail. Police say he has an extensive criminal record and is not cooperating. Now, 8 men are dead, 10 others injured, migrants from Venezuela. That's the light police say the driver blew past. Now a makeshift memorial has sprung up right here at the bus stop. Authorities say there's not yet a clear motive here, but they haven't ruled out that this could have been intentional. What did he say? This man, who says he witnessed the crash, tells us the driver appeared drunk and yelled anti-immigrant profanities as he tried to flee the scene, though police have not confirmed that.
Waiting on formal toxicology reports.
The migrant deaths come as tensions ramp up here days from the lifting of the COVID border restriction known as Title 42. The change expected to bring yet another migrant influx. In just the past 72 hours, the Border Patrol chief says there have been more than 26,000 illegal border crossings. And after the White House announced 1,500 troops to the border to help with administrative tasks, today Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced he was deploying a specialized task force of hundreds more National Guard members to turn back migrants.
President Biden is laying down a welcome mat to people across the entire world, saying that the United States border is wide open.
Today in Brownsville, with family members in agony, a prayer vigil for the 8 men who died and those who remain in critical condition. This man telling us they endured a grueling journey through dangerous terrain, only to die here. What have we done to deserve this, he says.
And you believe that?
If Greg Abbott could walk, I'll push his ass down. Man, think about it. You don't want to stop guns, but you want to stop people from crossing the border. You would listen. You said 1,500 troops. 1,500 troops. He's going to enlist to prevent people from crossing the border, but he won't stop the gun issue here in Texas.
Right.
Does that make sense, or does it not make sense?
That makes a damn bit of sense to me, Larry. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that.
What if you took that same energy and directed it towards gun control? What the outcome be? Innocent families wouldn't die. Kids. And he didn't even say, even the last part, he didn't say, I'm sorry for the families that passed away and died, this. My heart goes out to them, this, nothing. It's not guns, it's mental health. He doesn't care.
But it's, you know what it is? I'll tell you what I think it really is, and I look at the divisions here and look at this. man that they're accusing looks also of some type of Latino descent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's running over these people coming in. It's the hate that's being prompted. And I mean, you look at what we've done. I mean, we still have people who are middle of the road type Americans, and that's you and I. I think people should have certain freedoms, and the government should do certain things. In some regards, our outlooks rather are kind of parallel. But you've got these extremists, that are let's call them the Trumpers and wokers, right? In this woke community, blam, 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 starting all kinds of stuff, and Trumpers, and we're caught in the middle of this, chaos.
I was thinking while you were talking, how many immigrants have committed a mass shooting in America?
I don't know that any have been involved
Not
in
committed
mass shooting.
crimes.
They have committed crimes, but
everybody's violent. Everybody commit every race. But I'm saying he's focused on preventing immigration. But we got American people assassinating, because it's a terrorist act, assassinating and committing terrorist acts amongst other fellow Americans. If they're here, they're in America, they're an American. If they're paying their taxes, if they're at the mall shopping, they buying something that's going to benefit this country. So they are equivalent Americans, financial-wise, economic-wise. So I'm like, why is he really worried about that when the problem's here in America with these mass shootings that Americans are committing? Other than war, I guarantee you, we have more mass. I don't know the number. We probably have more mass shootings.
More casualties from mass shootings than we
do
actually in a war.
In the world. I'm like, let's do the last. It's trending. Let's do the last year. Who's on top of us? We should run those numbers.
I'd be interesting to know.
Yeah, think about it, man. I'm like, it's ridiculous. It's unnecessary. This guy's just a straight up dick, man.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Is he gonna be? Is he running for? He's going for re-election, right? Didn't he go against?
I don't think he's running for it, but he's gonna go
because he's got 2 years, right? I believe.
Yeah, he's not gonna literally run for it, because he's in a wheelchair. But
and who was it that's talking? Beto? Is Beto down here talking?
Beto was close, but
O'Rourke.
But you gotta understand though, Tim. I'm anti-politicians that I don't know, because you gotta understand these politicians have hidden agendas, and that's just the way it is. Money and power changes everything. I'm talking. It could change. It could change me. It could change you. You never know what kind of person I'd be if I had money and power. I'm talking a good game now, but I might be the asshole of the week.
Don't they say that money is the root of all evil, and money turns people into assholes?
Yeah, it does. And it's just how it goes. But no, I'm older, though, so it's not going to happen. I won't be an asshole if I have a bunch of money. I'll be very generous, so I'll try to help out as much as I can, but I ain't going broke, though.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's my nature, too. I mean, sometimes I overextend myself helping to where I even put myself in a situation like, wow, I should, right?
Well, I like helping kids, okay? Because
that's what I mean.
Kid is not broken.
Yeah,
you can't fix a broken adult.
Yeah, but anyhow, you know what? That leads us, speaking of politicians and money and how it corrupts you, guess who got arrested today and appeared in court and pleaded not guilty on the charges? But let's check out to see what it might be all about anyhow.
After months of legal scrutiny over George Santos's finances, federal prosecutors filed charges against the congressman in the Eastern District of New York.
Well, there's a clock ticking.
Renewing calls from many of his New York Republican colleagues to resign.
George Santos should have resigned in December. He should have resigned in January. He should have resigned yesterday, and maybe he'll resign today. But sooner or later, honesty and justice will be delivered to him.
Santos is at the center of several investigations. The FBI is probing his pet charity, and the Securities and Exchange Commission inquired about his work for Harbor City Capital, a financial firm that was running a Ponzi scheme. And in March, the House Ethics Committee opened an investigation into Santos's financial disclosure forms and whether he violated federal conflict of interest laws.
How can you effectively do your job?
In January, Santos removed himself from committee assignments and was defiant.
Are you confident that you will be cleared?
Yes, I am.
Why? Why are you confident you'll be cleared?
I'll be cleared because I have nothing to hide.
If you have nothing to hide, why do you think you're under investigation?
Santos was notably absent from House floor voting Tuesday night, and Speaker Kevin McCarthy suggested support for the freshman congressman is limited if he's found guilty.
If a person is indicted, they're not on committees, they have the right to vote, but they have to go to trial.
There you go. George, Santos is unbelievable, though. I mean, what a liar.
Yeah, he's cooked. He should have just gave. They're gonna keep digging, bro.
Oh, when we talked about him months ago, he was in the what?
New allegations. They're gonna keep digging. I'm gonna tell you something. If they want you, they're gonna get you.
Oh, they'll bury you.
Level.
Yeah, they'll bury you. Yeah,
any level. I was a store manager. Store manager, LP manager, all that stuff. I did all the management. When someone that's above you really wants you, and the people that are using as pawns to get you, to get extra leeway or clearance with the person trying to get you, they're going to team up with the person trying to get you. If you're not offering them that same incentive,
what incentive? What's the incentive not to snitch you out or
So it doesn't matter whether it's the highest level of politics of Congress or if the lowest level of working in Dollar General or Kroger or Fiesta. If someone's after you and they have more power and they have more incentives to give you, people will turn on you and they will get you and they will dig, even if it's nothing wrong. But he's so messed up, man. They just started digging, and people are gonna tell. They just gotta say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you $100, $50, $500. Tell me what's the deal. Tell me what's going on." They're gonna
and he was the one that said he was like an exotic like cross-dressing dancer in Mexico, and that he's got his master's or some kind of stuff from some off-the-wall university. He's got all kinds of stories.
He made shit up. He hustled his way in there, but he should have. He's cooked. He should have just let it go, man. When they first brought those allegations up, and then he can't just like say they were right. He can't say that. He has to play the game to save some face to have some kind of credibility at the end. Am I right or wrong? You got to have some kind of credibility.
Yeah, how you going to save face out of all that? He's just an idiot.
He's not, but what he's trying to do, he's trying to save some form of credibility. So once he's out and he's done, he can start over somewhere else, and then he can bring his power back up and his popularity. Damn it, Tim, I can't say the word. Say the word for me.
Popularity
back up, and then he can start over again, but not here. But he'll come back. But he can't just say they're right. He has to fight his way out. So he's doing the right thing. He probably should have resigned and made it easier, just like slowly stepped out a little bit, and quietly. But
but some of those people, they're and the same thing. We're going to talk about Donnie a little bit later. They don't know when to step out. They are so vain and they so love the spotlight, right?
Well, I can understand older people because they ain't really got anywhere to go. The older senators and all those guys and men and women
you're talking about Bernie. Leave Bernie alone.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm like everybody, men, women. They don't really have much. That's their life. But this guy is brand spanking new.
Yeah, he's wet behind the ears. Yes,
he should have got in, worked his magic, and then when the allegations started hitting, he should have started. Who is his team? I'm like, who is his team? His team should be like, hey, bro, check this out. They're gonna dig. They're gonna get you. Let's find a way out slowly and surely. Be quiet. Find your way out. His team is trash.
You're right.
It's Greg. He got a Greg Abbott team. Greg Abbott is probably on. Yeah, his team is trash. He ain't got the right people behind him.
And in politics is a tough business. Let's keep it real. They're mudslinging, and if you've got a skeleton in your closet, I would suggest don't go out for any type of politics. And if you are in politics, keep your freaking nose clean.
Yeah, man,
because they dig up everything.
Politicians are never broke.
No.
I've never seen a broke politician. All of them got bread. All of them got money. It's money in politics.
Let's get into a little bit of that. And that's why they're investigating Hunter Biden.
New NBC News reporting tonight on the potential criminal charges federal prosecutors have considered against the president's son. 3 tax crimes and a charge related to a gun purchase, according to 2 sources familiar with the matter. But after a years-long investigation, no charges have been brought. And now, a new allegation the president's son is getting preferential treatment. In a new letter to Congress, an IRS special agent is asking for whistleblower protection, citing his work in a high-profile case. But a source familiar with the matter, who also verified the letter's authenticity, confirms it is the Hunter Biden investigation.
He would never forgive himself if he just sat there and said nothing. Why should people believe that your client is not motivated by political considerations in coming forward here?
In terms of credibility, he's willing to be cross-examined. He's willing to be tested. He has documents that support some of the assertions he wants to make.
The agent has allegedly seen clear conflicts of interest and preferential treatment and politics improperly infecting decisions. Last month, the Attorney General making this pledge about the case, overseen by a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in Delaware.
It's not restricted in his investigation in any way.
Two senior law enforcement officials describing to NBC News growing frustration inside the FBI because federal investigators finished the bulk of their work about a year ago and suspect political interference is delaying the process.
Apparently, it's about the Department of Justice having a bias here.
We surely are curious to see if this is being slow-walked.
No comment from the Justice Department or IRS, but the White House says the president's keeping an appropriate distance.
He believes in the rule of law. He believes in the independence of the Justice Department.
Hunter Biden shadowed by a series of Republican-led investigations, with his attorney saying it appears this IRS agent has committed a crime by sharing private tax information and had denied my client protections that are his right.
There is a means for whistleblowers to come forward and still to protect the rights of individual taxpayers. And that's what's happening here. I think any kind of attacks on him personally is unfortunate.
The agent's attorney says his client is not partisan and is insistent on speaking to both Democrats and Republicans if he does end up testifying.
You're right. See how they'll go digging everything.
He's gonna run for president one day. They know that, and they trying to already put dirt on him right now.
You know, that may be true, too. I mean, it's a good way to get at Joe, saying, well, Joe had knowledge of this. Joe had his hands in it. Joe had his hand out collecting some coin. You can make all kinds of allegations. But, yeah, to the point, yeah, you're ruining the guy's aspirations of ever going for political office because they'll say, look at how you are.
He is going to be the next presidential candidate that's going to be up there running, and he's going to be a major competitor. And they're already trying to diminish his standing right now. I see it happening. Who else? Biden is pretty much done. All right. And then Trump, who does Trump got? His son is trash. His family is trash. Former President Barack Obama, he has daughters. They have no inspirations of running for president. Who do we have? What about the Clintons? The Clintons, do they have any kids that's running? The only next candidate.
It's the one daughter, and I don't think she's running for anything.
Yeah, the next candidate is him. He's going to be down the line the next president.
Yeah, one of the Obama girls to run.
They ain't fucking with that shit. They mom was like, bitches, don't y'all fuck with that. Y'all have y'all life. Go do what you do. Don't fuck with that.
Don't be that stupid.
Because I know black people, black women, they call each other bitches. They get older and they got their understanding. They say, bitch, don't do that. We can't say that.
No, that would be funny. That would be funny in a debate.
Yeah, well, right. Wait, but
that would be funny. Bitch. What did you say?
No, bitch, don't do that. We got enough money. Y'all ain't got to fuck with politics. Your daddy already did it. We good. I'm good. Sit y'all ass down. Find something else to do. Be regular niggas. Be regular people.
Yeah, same thing. We knew what you was talking about. Yeah.
Hey, book already counseled us, so I might as well go ahead and just let loose.
Yeah. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. They don't want the truth. Yeah. The truth will set you free, people. Yeah.
And they missed out on this. Biden's son will be president eventually.
You think? But they're trying.
And I'll be the next Aristotle because I know shit. I'm smarter than what I look. Exercising ain't got nothing to do with my intellect.
You know the way they are always. I guess trying to get at Joe, and then in Hunter, and then I thought about Hunter, and I'm like, and it want to lead me into my next story. What is this laptop from hell? We've heard about it, right?
Mm.
And I'm like, what can possibly be on this? So I did a little digging. I actually found a reliable source of what's going on with this stupid ass laptop that they keep trying to throw up. I think Trump throws it up every time he's out campaigning. So check it out so we can get educated on what the hell's on the laptop from hell.
The story was reported in the right-wing New York Post before the 2020 election. It went like this. It was 2019 and Joe Biden was soon to run against Donald Trump for the presidency. Hunter Biden went into a computer repair shop. He wanted to recover data from some broken laptop computers, but he never returned to pick them up. Eventually, the computer repairman, John Paul McIsaac, looked at what was on the laptops, as he says he was allowed to, under a so-called 90-day abandonment procedure. What did the computer repairman find? Well, quite a lot. Homemade pornography, embarrassing photos. But it was the email traffic that turned this into a more serious matter. Hunter Biden used to be on the board of a Ukrainian energy company called Burisma. And John Paul McIsaac claims the laptop contained evidence that Hunter Biden used his connection with his father to help in this role, something that would amount to corruption. One email from a consultant to the firm read, "Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to DC and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together."
The announcement of my guy's upcoming travels. Now, my guy, Hunter refers to his father as my guy or the chairman or the big guy.
Joe Biden says he's never discussed his son's overseas dealings with him. He's dismissed the whole story as Russian disinformation. McIsaac, the computer repairman, who says he voted for Donald Trump in the 2016 election, made a copy of the laptop's contents and then told the FBI in December 2019. The story eventually made its way to the New York Post.
Ah, boy.
It was seized upon by Mr. Trump and his supporters, but it didn't make the impact that might have been expected. The FBI made clear their concerns about Russian disinformation ahead of the 2020 election. Subsequently, Facebook and Twitter restricted the spread of the laptop story on their platforms. Joe Biden won the 2020 election. The laptop story wasn't given the scale of coverage that might have been expected, but it's now back in the spotlight. Republicans control the House of Representatives in the US, and in the new session of Congress, they've promised to investigate claims of corruption.
This evidence raises troubling questions about whether President Biden is a national security risk and about whether he is compromised by foreign governments.
Republicans in the House are also planning to look into illegal immigration at the Mexican border and the US government's handling of COVID-19. It's all part of a wider effort to undermine the Biden administration with an eye on the 2024 election.
Mm-hmm. Number one, I think Hunter's what kind of dumbass? What kind of dumbass has that shit on his computer and just leaves it there?
I don't believe it, Tim.
That's stupid.
I don't believe it.
You I don't believe he left it somewhere. How did they get...
I don't believe, no. I don't believe he left it with a shithead like that guy that's walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah, I know.
And never came back and got it. Why would he leave it with this asshole? What's the connection between him and him?
I have no idea. And I wonder. I wonder if he did. You think he personally took it to that repair shop or one of his aides?
No. I believe that the information is true. They ain't got nothing to do with Biden.
No,
but I don't believe. But even then, but what they're trying to do, they're just trying to stain Biden's son, Hunter, because he's going to run. He's going to be the next president. He's up in line.
Yeah, they allude to the fact that he's compromised. How are you compromised? Because you have.
What about Trump? What about Trump? Trump did what he did.
Yeah, Trump has business interests a lot of different places, and I mean, what makes him any better?
The golf thing and burying people in his backyard, golf course. I'm like, and they talking about corruption. Every country is built on corruptions. All these countries in politics and police unit, the major foundation of every country is the police force, FBI, the government when it comes to local Senate and House of Representatives, all that stuff, local government, police departments, and all that stuff, they all tie in to the federal government, and that's the foundation into corruption. All the motherfuckers are corrupt. I'm like, if you not connected to some kind of corrupt shit, I'm shocked. President Barack Obama, nothing ever came up impressive.
Yeah, it's interesting as you speak at like the hierarchy, right? Okay, and let's say that it may be local law enforcement, from a community, and then the sheriff comes into play, or maybe the state police then come into play, and that hierarchy takes over, right? And then the feds come in, and that whole hierarchy takes it. Okay, well, we're going to feed these people all, and they're going to be telling us how to do it and what's going on, right?
Tim, everybody's corrupt in politics.
So I mean, hey, they can pretty much guide the ship, and I mean, and it's the same thing, even what's our top in your state, your attorney general. So yeah, your AG is pretty much dictating what's going on, and even if local law enforcement likes it or not, that's where they're getting their money.
Man, all I say is,
a lot of it's that. Think about that.
When it comes to politics and the government,
if you don't do what we say, we'll cut your funding.
Yeah, because it's all about money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. I know politics are politics. Politics do not have a certain standard, a certain level. There are politics in your household. There are politics at your job. There are politics with your city, your state, your government, across the world.
He's making a point.
Can't miss politics. This is how it is. And corruption is part of corruption in my house. My daughter tell my wife, she love her when she mad at me, and I tell me. I'm like, what the fuck? How you gonna tell her and not tell me? I get mad. I'm like, no, that's corruption.
Getting abused in your own home.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. I did this. Come on. So it's just part of life. And then he's gonna be next president. And they're just trying to set him up. They're setting him up. They playing chess.
It made me think. It made me think back. We talked about I'll cut your funding. Like, did we do one about a school? That was maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. About where if they don't put up the 10 Commandments, it was in that Texas school district. Yeah, they don't get funding.
So then, what you gonna do? You're gonna put them up because guess what? That's your job.
And you're gonna have to abide by it if you want to get some money, whether you necessarily agree with it or not. See, that's another thing I find interesting when you start talking about, Republican views and Democratic views, and Republicans supposedly they want the individual to have more control, the state to have more control. Democrats are more they want the government to take care of the individual, right? But who do you see? You got Texas. It's all Republican, and they're dictating how they're dictating. That's the government dictating. So I mean, what are your policies? You can't have an abortion. You better put this on the wall, or else.
But Tim, people move in groups. It takes one individual thought, and then if everybody agrees with that one individual, it's called group thought. That means everybody's going to say, "Let's go with him or her."
Yeah.
Now, compared to they
call that mob mentality. In law enforcement, it's called mob mentality.
Yeah, politics. When it comes to Democratic, Republican, right wing, left wing, it's a group thought. They got one person. No matter what you got, all these senators, House representatives, lawyers, federal. It's all bullshit. It's all smokescreen. One person, not even. Biden's not even the main guy. He's just the guy he's a fall guy. But they got a main person that said, "Hey, don't do this. Let's do this. It's gonna work this way. This, blah, blah, blah." This is how it works with groups. When people start understanding sociology, which I got a degree in it, the study of groups, not psychology. The human mind is fucked up.
Right. Yeah, just like look what Hitler did.
Yeah, sociology. If you can get people to fall into your same thing with comedy, if you can get people to love your style, Dave Chappelle, Steve Harvey, he'll judge now. If you get people to fall into what you're doing, get the followers, they're going to follow you and support you. Trump is the greatest of all of them.
He's taking over the networks, right? Steve Harvey.
No, okay, let's go with Hitler. Damn, there's so many great ones. You got to go back in history with all the great conquerors and everything.
They knew how to lead.
Manipulate people.
They knew how to lead by
they had a vision
by encompassing the wants and needs of the individuals and projecting your thoughts, just like, well, the reason that in Germany that you're so suppressed, things aren't happening is because of the Jewish people.
So we got to get rid of the Jews.
Right?
Yep.
So
the reason why America.
And if I keep telling you even if what do they say? You tell a lie long enough, it soon becomes the truth.
Even why America is not so great because of the blacks. Now that's on the white perspective. The black perspective, the reason why we so suppressed is because of the whites.
Isn't that sad?
Our perspective, it's a little bit truth in all of them. I ain't not the Jew part. We talking about just the stuff I know about because that's deeper. Than I don't get into that.
I ain't getting into that, Evan. No.
Yeah, I know about the America part, the black and white. It's truth in both sides, but you got to figure out. The problem was the politics. The people that were leading the politics did not come together and say, "Hey, let's do it right." They never did. So now you got America is trash because of this, and then we're suppressed because of them. So it's all. But at the end of the day, it's not that. It's about people making choices and joining groups and saying, as this group, we're going to accomplish this, and not be selfish. Okay,
Yeah,
not
and don't be what's the phrase I use? Don't be a woker or a Trumper. Be in the middle where we can work together.
A Trumper. Don't be a white supremacist. Don't be a black powerist. Don't be a what's the thing for the gay people? I always mess the acronym up.
LBGD.
Yeah. Don't just focus on your thing. You need to focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is everybody coming together and figuring out
a common cause. Yeah, we'll find something, and just hopefully it's not going to be war or some shit.
We're at war already. We got all these shootings going on. Yeah. We still got racism running rampant. Yeah, we're at war, bro.
And in a sense, you're 100% correct.
We're at war. We cool though.
Mm. Anyhow, hey, let's move on.
You said,
yeah.
I'm at war, goddammit. Shit.
We're cool.
In my mind, I'm at war.
Anyhow, hey, you know that in New York, Trump had to go and face allegations of rape, and what was it? That news reporter, right? Carol, last name was Carol. Anyhow, real quickly, they ended up awarding her $5 million in compensatory damages and punitive damages. $2 million on the sexual abuse count. They didn't find him on rape, but they did consider. They did say that was constituted as him putting himself, or putting her into that awkward position, was considered sexual abuse. So, however, that's anyhow. Hey, check it out.
Hold on, real quick, Tim. Real quick. I would have loved to see Trump's son run against Biden's son as our next president. It's never gonna happen.
Be funny to
Trump done fucked this stuff up so bad. His son has no chance of even being spoken about.
Yeah. And anything that came out of Donald, we don't want.
Yeah, he screwed that boy.
Check it out, though. Let's see what was happening in this whole rape trial thing. All right.
This is the former president of the United States answering questions in a deposition about a rape he insists he never committed, saying of his accuser, E. Jean Carroll, "She's not my type."
I take it, sir, that you stand by that statement today?
Yes, I do.
Donald Trump shown this photo the moment he met Carroll in the late 1980s.
You have in front of you a black and white photograph that we've marked as DJT23.
When asked to identify the woman in the picture, Trump mistakes Carroll for his ex-wife, Marla Maples.
It's Marla.
You say Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla, yeah. That's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to? No.
Here.
Carroll.
Oh,
the person you just pointed to was E. Jean Carroll.
Trump continues to insist he didn't rape Carroll because of the way she looks, even after he confused her for his ex-wife. So her lawyer following up with this question.
The only difference between me and other people is I'm honest. She's not my type.
I take it the 3 women you've married are all your type?
Yeah.
Trump doubling down.
She's accusing me of rape. A woman that I have no idea who she is. It came out of the blue. She's accusing me of rape, of raping her. The worst thing you can do, the worst charge, and it never took place. And I will tell you, I made that statement and I said, well, it's politically incorrect. She's not my type. And that's 100% true. She's not my type.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Trump has dismissed that as locker room talk. But in his deposition, he went further.
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the
Well, if you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
They gonna do shit to him.
Excuse me. Wait.
He ain't lying, but he lying.
If you look over the last million years or so, Larry, either unfortunately or fortunately, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
He ain't lying, but he lying. That's
Over
what I'm
the
saying.
last million years, and unfortunately, and then he had to throw in fortunately. What's fortunately mean? That he's able to get away? Well, what the hell does that mean?
He ain't lying to him, but he lying. Like I don't dislike Trump because of his personality and his character. I just like him because he never should have been president, and he did such a horrible job and didn't give a fuck about nobody but himself.
I can't see how you can say he's not lying when he looks at the woman, and I mean, he may not.
No.
He
He's
may
lying.
not remember, but to sit there and look, oh, that's my ex-wife, and that's the woman
Tim,
that's
he's
accusing
lying
you of
about
rape. Well, she's not my type. Well, what do you mean your ex-wife is not your type?
No, Tim. He's lying about that. But I'm just saying, he said as superstar, you can grab women. When you're a superstar, a lot of women let you get away. Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the actual statement had some basis behind it because, there's a lot of people that look at how many allegations there are of CEOs and other, and even rock stars that get accused
Get away with murder.
Right.
Get away with murder. They get murdered. I ain't gonna say murder. They get away with doing extras to women. Get away with doing stuff to men on a lower level. Men probably get harassed sexually more than women on lower levels compared to the higher level. On the higher level, women are so starstruck, and it happens. I've seen it. I'm like, I do comedy. I'm not Steve Harvey. I'm not Richard Pryor. I never been Dave Chappelle. But all I'm saying is, people or some people and women like show me more attention. I'm like,
they were showing that on TV. There was a.
Tim,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was hosting a show. My wife was there, and a comedian I brought up, she came up there and was talking, and she was trying to holler at me while she was on the stage, and my wife stood up and shut that shit down. And the only reason why she did it because I produced the show and brought her up. And then my wife says, no, bitch, you can't, no.
That ain't gonna get that. That's disrespectful. Besides the fact of being disrespectful.
Yeah, but she didn't know. She didn't know that was my wife.
Well, still.
But my wife let her know that was my wife. It was a comedian I brought up.
I mean, if the roles were reversed, would she have found that to be offensive?
Exactly. But all I'm saying is that in Trump's position, when he said that, when I say he's not lying, if you got that star status, you can get away with stuff. But you got to think about the consequences. And there you go. They came back to bite him in the ass. I'm like, when people like you, when you up on stage, you're in front of everybody, they going to show you love. And you're a guy, you halfway handsome, women going to show you love. And it's happened. But the guy's responsibility is to say, hey, no, that's my wife. This is my family. I'm not doing that. Some guys can't do it.
I was going to say, I've seen on the news earlier, and I can't think of his athlete. His last name is Mahomes, not Patrick, but another Mahomes. And apparently they're showing him in this nightclub, and he walks up and he grabs this girl by the face and tries to kiss her, and she pulls away, right? And then he comes up and approaches her like 2 more times trying the same shit. And then she ended up filing a complaint.
He's wrong.
Enough to make the news. Yeah. But, I mean, what makes you think, again, just like a Trump, that you can just walk up there and sexually abuse a woman?
Hold on, though, too, Tim. Chance the Rapper is under fire for cheating on his wife. He was a video at surface, and a big booty black chick was dancing up on him and everything. He shouldn't have did that. I'm like, he was dancing, but they were dancing. He was dancing, she throwing a butt on him, and it was a big old thing. It was on the radio and everything like that. And that's another case where if he wasn't Chance the Rapper, she wouldn't have been doing that to him.
Same thing, but look at Urban Meyer. Remember what happened when he was down in Jacksonville and that dancer was giving him the lap dance, rubbing her ass all over into him and stuff? And that ruined his career quick.
Man, it's a double standard. And what Trump, that's why I say he's not lying, but he is lying. Because with him being a star, yes, that does happen. All the other shit that he's talking about, he did it. You know you did it.
And tell the truth. You know, just say, yeah, it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it. It was disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. Just don't keep lying.
And that's the best way to do it. Just go ahead and say I was wrong. I'm sorry. Apologize to your wife.
You know, and part of it is, and part of the defamation is she's a liar. She's just saying this stuff. Well, now look what it cost you, a couple of $1 million because of your big mouth.
The bad part about it is he denied it, then he paid her off.
Right.
So he's guilty.
Yeah, I mean, now there you go. The same thing that he did with the, Stormy Daniels.
He's guilty.
You know, and then you pay her off and say, yeah, you know, don't say anything. And now I don't know what he's got to do. How's he going to handle the case down in Georgia, you know, trying to fix the election?
Oh,
what's he going to do here? And he's still got the case handling. Is that in New York too? With the tax, the income tax shit with the business.
If you're a politician running against him, you got too much ammunition. You can say, "Hey, this guy's running for president."
That's what blows my mind, Larry.
And then he's already admitted to paying off a female that he denied that he did it with. He's just setting himself up.
They're looking at tax fraud. Yeah, you're looking at, you know, trying to interfere with an election. You're looking at a guy who sexually abuses a woman. You're looking at a guy that pays off porn stars after he has sex with them. We know this all to be true, but yet this is our one of our choices.
But does America want that guy in the office? Is he popular enough that like everybody would love him to vote for him?
I just wish somebody else could come into the ring. And I'm not pro-Republican, not pro-Democrat. Just give me a freaking choice. All right.
I ain't even pro-politician. They all fucking liars. All I'm saying is the next guy that's gonna be running this country probably gonna do 2 terms as Biden's son. But Biden, they got to get their shit together because They trying to create dirt on them early. Now they're doing it early. Now they're using the media to bring it up early. Compared to back in the day, they waited till like the last few months, a couple of weeks. Now it's right now. So it's changing. Everything is faster now. They got to stop playing checkers and play chess.
You're right. Well, hey, let's get into something really cool here, and one of your favorites. But first, before we get into our asshole of the week, we got to get into a hero of the week, Larry.
It's a heart-stopping moment. A stroller with a baby boy inside rolling straight into speeding traffic. The baby is in the care of his great aunt. Suddenly, she realizes a nightmare is unfolding, but falls as she tries to give chase.
The woman was at a car wash and was putting the baby in the car. It was a gusty day, and a blast of wind pushed the stroller away.
The panicked woman tries to get up as the stroller is barreling ahead. The vehicles are going at around 40 miles an hour in Hesperia, California. Then, seconds from disaster, a hero appears out of nowhere. And just like that, he grabs the stroller.
Once I started running at it, I caught it just about at the beginning of the driveway going out into traffic.
Ron Nessman is the Good Samaritan who saves the day. He's rebounding from homelessness and had just wrapped up a job interview at a nearby Applebee's. The great aunt was helped up by another Good Samaritan. Nessman went over to comfort her. She was in shock.
The lady was speechless. She was crying. You know, her knees were busted up so bad. I felt so bad for her.
A man in the right place at the right time, just in the nick of time.
I'm emotional and I'm happy. I'm glad that baby got saved.
Isn't that great?
And I'm mad at that lady.
Yeah, that was kind of clumsy of her.
No, I'm mad at her because she's not in shape. She needs to get up.
The way she fell, like boom, boom, boom.
Come on, man. Her balance is off. Her legs are weak. When she fell, she couldn't even get back up. She was totally helpless because she's so sedative and so just untrained and unexercised. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think, partially that accident was neglect. I mean, the strollers have parking brakes on them, right? That you just put your little foot on.
Well, she won't be babysitting
right?
no more.
And you could have had it in front of the door or whatever the case. You know what So some of the mistakes was on her, but thank God that guy.
Yeah, but do you actually think that's gonna happen when you got your baby or whatever? I'm real quick. One time, my wife and I, when my daughter's first born, was walking around Walmart. talking shit. I was like, man, look at these people. They don't take care of their babies. This. We had one of them high tech strollers. We didn't strap her in the stroller. We're looking at baby stuff. I look over and see a baby crawling on the floor. I said, look at this damn baby.
She looked just like
Look,
mine.
people got their baby crawling on the damn floor, and I looked, and it was my baby. I said, oh shit, that's us. He picked up real fast. Put the baby, strapped her up. We were just talking shit about people's kids.
And you didn't strap her in, right?
I said, yeah, I said, look this damn kid crawling. Ain't nobody even worried about this kid. And it was my baby. So
use those strollers. They got buckles in them for a reason, and they got a brake on them for a reason.
Shit happens, man. So
shit happens, right?
She need to get her body right, because she ain't gonna be babysitting for a long time, especially not in college. She ain't gonna be on the street with that baby no more.
Hey, man, let's move on to Larry's favorite part. And who is going to make Asshole of the Week?
Probably Greg Abbott. Whoa.
The York County Sheriff's Office facing a lawsuit. Attorneys for Trevor Mullinex say deputies were negligent and malicious in how they handled an interaction with him in 2021.
Almost 50 shots, including to the back of somebody's head. That person's not a threat.
They say Mullinex was considering suicide when law enforcement was called to help. Attorneys say his mother, Tammy Beeson, was standing by the car consoling him when officers opened fire, shooting Mullinex 9 times. He survived.
All we wanted was to get some help for my son. Never in my life have I ever imagined that I would be put in danger by someone on the law enforcement.
I'm thinking, what?
He was committing suicide, not homicide.
Right. And the mother was standing right there, and
they just want to shoot somebody,
shooting off rounds. I'm like,
Tim, I be trying to support these motherfuckers. I be trying, but I'm like, you can't do stuff like that.
When you have people
he was
doing
considering suicide. Suicide, Tim.
And you're popping off. What they say, 9 rounds in him.
And he survived. So imagine what he has bro.
What is he going through?
I'm dealing with a messed up knee and bad ankles and a bad back from the military. I can imagine taking 9 bullets in my ass.
Yeah. You think you're depressed now? You think you had mental issues before?
Oh, you're gonna be real depressed. Think about a bullet. Listen, I had a.
I know. I couldn't believe it when I seen this.
I've known people that didn't recover from bullet wounds. He has the non-live rejuvenation. I can't. I'm trying to use a bigger word. I've been feeling under the weather. So actually, he has a new lease on life, but he needs to use that to his advantage. I was gonna try to say rejuvenation. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't get it right in my sentence. The country,
the country in you. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm trying.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm tired. Yeah,
that's true. You got
before,
sometimes you have to use that for a purpose and a drive and a motivation to make you push yourself and get past whatever the hell seems to be going on. And as a matter of fact, I think that's what Larry's going to talk to you about right freaking now.
Yeah. Hey, follow me. Check me out on LRE Fitness Solutions on Facebook. Also, do the same thing on IG, LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. Like today, y'all, I told Tim prior to the show I wasn't feeling up to par, and I'm not. I feel very, very under the weather. But this is the key, because life is going to throw you these curveballs. So anytime you get a curveball, you got to make sure listen to your body. Get some rest. I was going to work out today, but I'm not going to train today, work out today. After this show, I'm going to go get me some rest, go to sleep, take me a shower, go to sleep and everything, and lay down and just rest my body. So remember, people, anytime you have those days in which your body's not at least 80%, you want to be at least 80%. Let's go 70%. If you're not 70%, do not go beat your body up. Listen to your body. Take that break. All right, even if you're 70%, do something. Just do a little. Don't do a lot. Like today, I'm not 70. I'm probably about 30 or 40. So I'm going to kill this. After this show, I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep, give me some rest. So make sure you listen to your body. LRE Fitness Solutions, we keep you moving. Instagram, LRE Fitness Solutions, we keep you moving. The same thing on Facebook. There you go. Let's go, Tim.
Well, you're 100% right, Larry. You know, yeah. Listen to your body. You know, and your body shuts down for a reason. And, you know, there's a reason that you have a fever to burn off certain viruses. There's a reason that you're coughing mucus to get that out of your lungs. So, I mean, yeah, if your body's tired, it's telling you something. And yeah, get that rest. Anyhow, hey, with all this going on, what I wanted to do was share a little bit of something that came out of Obama's office when he was in office.
Tim, real quick. My battery is dying, so finish it.
Okay.
Do you want to finish it real quick?
Yeah, real quick. Anyhow, while he was in office.
No. Don't finish yours quick. I might have to plug my computer up.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Anyhow, we Americans are not inherently more violent people than other people in other countries. We're not inherently more prone to mental health issues than other people that are in other countries. The main difference that sets our nation apart and what makes us so susceptible to so many mass shootings is that we don't do enough. We don't take the basic common sense actions to keep guns out of the hands of criminals and dangerous people. What's different in America is it's easy to get a gun in your hands. And then that interesting, that comes out of Barack's.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I thought my computer's gonna die. That's why I was like, I don't want to die while you're saying your stuff. I didn't say do it quick, but I think you got something else.
Things haven't changed. No, the only thing I got else is let's get the heck out of here and tell everybody thank you for tuning in and stay with us next week. And until then, man, we really super appreciate it. So hey, peace out, man. Bye.
Yeah. I'm still here, Tim. Still got time. I thought my